Are you using ChatGPT yet to grow your e-commerce brand? Well, in this video, I want to share with you how we automate a part of our content creation and collaboration with content creators and improve our UGC scripts to improve our Facebook ad performance with ChatGPT. So without any further ado, let's hop straight into it. Hey everybody, ladies and gentlemen, everybody else in between. My name is Victor and I am in charge of the American operations of an apparel brand called iWay. And over the last year in 2023, I have started using AI and in particular ChatGPT to automate and improve a lot of our tasks and improve a lot of our ability to grow, honestly, through different channels, not only email, not only Facebook ads, but holistically, we've unlocked AI to be able to, improve our, not only our, repetitive tasks, but also add to our creative decision making. And we've used it for our email layouts, email drafting, for our ad copy, as well as, for our collaboration with content creators in order to improve our UGC content and improve our performance for our UGC ads on Facebook. And in this video, I want to talk a little bit more about, the benefits of ChatGPT in general and how you can implement it and how we use ChatGPT to improve our scripts. And I'm going to share with you my exact ChatGPT chat, right? That I use in order to come up with new script ideas, to improve scripts, as well as generally come up with better scripts for our content creators in order to then have a better performing UGC ad for us. So let's hop straight into it. So first of all, the benefits of ChatGPT are pretty much never ending, to be totally honest, all right? So you can automate a lot of different things. However, it is really important to breathe and be super clear about what you want for ChatGPT, all right? So the first thing that we're going to do is just going to review this chat that I have open here within my laptop in ChatGPT. So we can review and I can give you some pointers on how we are doing that in particular to get the most out of ChatGPT, especially for our purpose. The first message that I go ahead and do is kind of I prompt it in a general way, talking about what I want to do, who I am, and what is the broader task. I'm not trying to give too much information right here because from what I've noticed, if I am just really loading or uploading all the information that I have at the first try, the first message, to a certain degree, I don't know if this is just my bias, but ChatGPT can get a little bit overwhelmed, right? So I want to get ChatGPT, to it by itself, if you will call it like that, and slowly but surely get it to the point where it's super dialed in and has all the information necessary. I almost treat it a little bit like a child, with every new chat. You don't want to unload, or with every new child, or new trainee or a new intern, you don't want to unload all the information on them right at the bat, right? You want to slowly but surely train them so they can kind of understand the process of that learning, as well as understand the different components a little bit better, if this makes sense. So let's hop straight back into this chat and I can understand, or so you can understand how I'm really approaching that. So here, first message is I need to improve some of my scripts that I send over to our UGC creators to film and produce content for my apparel brand that I will then later be used as an ad to run on Instagram and Facebook. Again, similar, like small subtle pointers that are not necessarily overstretching the whole thing, but that are important to understand, right? UGC, that is something where definitely ChatGPT can kind of scroll through their database and scroll through the internet and really understand more. Okay, this is for UGC creators, right? Scripts as well. An apparel brand, right? This is an ad that runs on Instagram and Facebook, right? There can also be UGC creators for YouTube, for whatever type of, kind of content format. So my brand is called iWay. We're an Mexican apparel brand who now also operates in the US. We will only limit ourselves to the American market, but note that a lot of our audience is Mexican Hispanic. I need you to read through the first draft of scripts and then improve those whatever you need, whatever you think is needed and could yield better performance and be more creative and on brand. The next message, I'll go ahead and give you some more information about the brand itself. Now, any more questions? Now, ChatGPT talks a little bit more about what they would like to know, but I already kind of disregard that because I have a predefined message that I pretty much shoot over in any ChatGPT chat that I have. And that is, kind of an explanation of, or more information about the brand, right? The business context, different brand descriptors, tone of voice, what we're all about from a problem statement to a mission, our customers, who they are, as well as with a couple of reviews that are pretty descriptive of why our customers really love our brand so much, you know? So then I just ask for a quick, confirmation of whether ChatGPT thinks this is enough information for them to, create a proper picture or build a proper picture in their minds, to then go ahead and properly execute on brand specific tasks, right? This is less of a thing where I expect ChatGPT to fire back and more of a thing of like, okay, ChatGPT, tell me that you've understood that and then we can proceed, all right? I don't want to bang out the next message already. I want you to fire back first a little bit so you can show some comprehension. Again, I don't know, I'm not so big into the AI and super technological aspect of things. I don't know if anything that I'm talking about is complete hobo right now, but that was kind of my feeling after really a lot of trial and error with ChatGPT for business purposes. So therefore I'm trying to really just get there, So then, ChatGPT, absolutely quick, kind of description of the whole thing. And then I come up here with the first script. So this is really important, and I noticed that I haven't really talked about it yet, and that is, I don't necessarily let ChatGPT go completely loose with it, all right? So I've noticed that ChatGPT, if you now would, for example, say, hey, create me a really kind of really compelling UGC script, it would just go completely nuts and write you a huge text that doesn't really have anything to do with any best practices when it comes to social media or to scripting, or you would need hundreds of prompts and improvements in order to get that script right? So I always like to really give ChatGPT examples of previous scripts then, and I started that chat back then thinking that I would just use the chat to improve different already existing scripts and make them shorter, make them a little bit longer, maybe emphasize that, emphasize this. But further down the line, and like about in 2 minutes or so, I'll talk about how we can actually use ChatGPT then to create completely new scripts for completely different events, for completely different products in a second. So let's hop straight back into it and stay tuned, because right now we are just kind of iterating a little bit on the script, making shorter, longer, yada, yada, yada. But especially afterwards, I'll tell you where the gold really lies, okay? So here we go, this is the script that I kind of started off with, so my Mexican cousin, I wanted to really make sure that we have that social proof factor in there from like, okay, my family introduced me to that because this is actually what happens a lot for our customers. So then, since my favorite designs were always sold out, also something that happens super much, right? And my size is gone super quickly. Now I finally was able to pull the trigger on those. And then, it kind of goes on with my first thing that I noticed. We got so many looks and compliments. My cousin told me it was a conversation starter or something like that I'd never seen before. Again, pushing into that, like social proof, right? And then comparing it to other cool teas that they had, but they faded after a second wash, or, just not really what our eyewear designs were all about. So I was afraid a little bit that it was a bit too small. A really common objection that we have, but with a 30-day free return and exchange guarantee, I decided to give it a shot, and I'm glad I did, right? So I put this script in there and kind of added the prompt, okay, I want to have, first of all, durability of design and the sizing of tees, particularly overcome. This is what is called, proactive objection handling, right? A lot of our customers during their customer journey get those two objections, all right? Like, is the design really durable? Is it only printed? Or like, when will it fade? Will it fade, right? How is it made? Secondly, my size, I don't know your size. I don't know what size I have for you guys. So I don't know if L is the right size for me, right? So I wanted to come up with that, and then came up with the super long one, right? And then, I said, okay, 30 seconds. Remember, every time when you go for ChatGPT, it generally tends to really try to go for that long format. I don't know why, but ChatGPT thinks the longer the better. And this is not true, not only for ChatGPT, but like, you know, kind of, therefore it's all right, kind of like you want to limit it with the amount of characters that I can actually use and the amount of time that you actually need to reproduce that content, right? So I limited it to, okay, 30 seconds to talk the script, and then give you that super short form, 10 seconds, okay, boom, there you go. All right, so I then noticed, okay, like we'd always have to limit definitely when it comes to like, you know, kind of the time. But then I also went ahead and iterated myself a little bit more, and then I came up with the final version of the script, right? Which was essentially just me, you know, going through the 2-3 scripts that it gave me, plus the original script that I created, and really glued them all together, right? So it gave me more options, and it gave me a little bit more variation, all right? Which is always a good thing for creativity, because ultimately creativity is just connecting two dots and making them to a completely new one. So I gave them my dot, and ChatGPT gave me 3 completely new ones, which helped me to go ahead and create a new one that, you know, implements the best things of all of those 4 different ones, all right? So that's kind of the first way how I use ChatGPT to improve my UGC scripts. It usually gives me ideas on how to shorten things or emphasize different parts of a script based on what I want to achieve with a particular content coloration. Now, however, I did that a couple of times, and through trial and error, I then really found some angles that work particularly well when it comes to our UGC coloration and to our UGC scripts. And therefore I wanted to literally duplicate those angles and those scripts, but for different events. A good example for that is, for example, our Dia de los Muertos sale, as well as our Christmas sale, right? So our Dia de los Muertos sale, we had a particular UGC coloration going on there, where we had a particular UGC script. This worked really well. We had a super well performing ad there, and I knew that I wanted to run this script at with a similar angle, with a similar structure for our Christmas holiday sale, right? And therefore I went ahead and said like, okay, how can I do that? And I'm going to show you guys right now how I did that within ChatGPT. So here I found it, okay? Happy Dia de los Muertos amigos. As we honor the spirits and cherish memories, why not add a splash of vibrant style? iWay's special collection for this day is here, and it's fantastically perfect. Dive into their radiant skull designs with 30% off there for the next 48 hours only. But let's not forget that they've also sprinkled some love on all their other designs that are up to 20% off on all of them. Embrace the celebration, the Mexican culture, and the colorful deers. This Dia de los Muertos, let's dance, remember, chime with iWay all year round. This was our Dia de los Muertos sale copy, and that performed really, really well. Okay, our Dia de los Muertos sale performed pretty well, and this copy was one of our best performing UGC ads. Okay, now we want to take this ad and iterate it for our Christmas holiday angle. Okay, so what I did was prompting ChatGPT saying this was our Dia de los Muertos sale copy. Sorry for that. Please create a similar ad copy, but now for a holiday sale happening in December that gives people up to 30% off site-wide. ChatGPT went ahead and said, certainly, here's a festive script for our holiday sale. Happy holidays, amigos. It's time to get festive with iWay. Yada, 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 yada. You know, kind of promoted a little bit of a longer thing, you know, and a little bit of something where I was like, okay, some things I didn't really like of those, you know. So I went ahead and iterated that a little bit, cut off some things, maybe added a couple of things that I liked more. So we ended up with this whole thing. Happy holidays, amigos. It's time to get festive with the iWay special holiday sale. Bring the cheer and color of Mexico into this joyful season with their vibrant and unique designs. Each design is 100% made in Mexico and created by a Mexican artist. Unwrap your holiday miracle with up to 30% off site-wide and reconnect with your roots, yada, yada, yada. So I sat and I told ChatGPT that this is the final copy. And for the Dia de los Muertos copy back then, we already had one iteration for where the Dia de los Muertos sale itself focused a little bit more around the sale and its savings, but another one where it focused a little bit more on the benefits, right? So please iterate this copy for a holiday sale to be more accurate for the price-sensitive buyers. So basically, what we're trying to do, have a script and an angle and an A/B test variation of like, okay, we have this script right now, where we are more talking about the benefit of iWay's and iWay's t-shirts themselves and why our product is so great and why you should buy it. And now we want to create a new script that we can give to another content creator or the same content creator to go over. That is a little bit more price sensitive, that focuses even more on that sale, right? So we can go out and A/B split test or have at least a little bit more variety in our delivery of our ads for different persons that might be a little bit more price sensitive or that might be a little bit more just intrigued to know and understand more about iWay, right? So therefore, they said, okay, here's a more sales focused iteration for our holiday campaign, yada, yada, yada. And it provided us, a great script that we could just give to our content creators that had the same kind of structure, the same kind of meaning, and the same kind of, underlying background story than our first script that we've already given to ChatGPT, but now it iterated it based upon the more price sensitive angle that we wanted to A and B split test, right? So I think this is a super, super important feature, and it's super, like a thing that you should definitely leverage and tap into as a brand, right? Use ChatGPT not for an end-all be-all. I think ChatGPT is not there and will not be there for quite some time. That you can literally copy and paste and it lets you automate completely, complete analytic tasks. But you can use it as a great way to really, provide different creative points, right? And give it, some form of script, some form of ad copy, and let it know like, hey, I would like to change this, I would like to iterate it, and give it more information about your brand. So go ahead, first write a message about a broad layout of your topic, of your brand, of the message or the thing that you want to achieve with this chat. Secondly, you then want to go ahead and give them a lot of detailed information. I just copied a lot of things from our brand guidelines in order to generally brief ChatGPT with every single chat based on our brand guidelines and based on what we are about as a brand. So ChatGPT gets a good understanding of what we're all about and what we want to achieve as a brand. And then you really want to make sure that you not use it as like, okay, this is the first thing that ChatGPT told me, and it's not what I wanted, so I'm just going to throw it away. But use it as those different creative pointers, like the script that I glued together. And then when you have a script that is ready, always feed it back to ChatGPT so it learns. And then if you want to take one script and, for example, have a little bit of a different angle or emphasis on it, like for example, price sensitivity versus the benefit focused one, then you can go ahead and really use ChatGPT to hone that in. So for me, it offered a lot of flexibility when it comes to, creative thinking, because I can just, get a lot more variations and a lot more kind of components at a faster rate, which is amazing. As well as I can go ahead, take particular things and squeeze them and, kind of switch them around as I need to. For example, if I want to have a script, but I want to have it shorter, I can just tell ChatGPT to do so. ChatGPT really excels at those type of things, and I hope that you will use ChatGPT as well going forward. Now, with that being said, I hope this helped. In the description below, I'll actually share that link to this chat. And if you have any further questions, let me know in the comments, and thank you for your time. I hope I'll catch you in the next one.